Well, hello people, and welcome back to another episode of City Showcase. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're looking at the city of Sultina by Darwin, which is in a 300,000 population city built on popular Ponderosa's Bay of Gibraltar. The project is a vanilla creation for the most part, with mods only being added after the Bridges and Ports DLC destroyed the simulation. 99% of the detailing here is vanilla, which is very impressive for the city you're about to see. Don't forget, if you want your city to feature next time, there is a link to a Google form in the video description. Otherwise, let's take a look around Sultina, shall we? So everyone, as we do take a look around Sultina, Darwin has sent us a little document that highlights some information about the city, which I think you might be interested to know. So it started out as a vanilla creation, with 99% of the detailing being vanilla. Some mods were added after the Bridges and Ports DLC. All in all, representing 200 hours of work, and he's also left us some points of interest, mainly in kind of the dense urban areas and the coast to check out as well, which includes an old Mediterranean town, big marina with some props, mixed-use suburbs, international campuses, leisure districts with museums, very decorated industrial area, and just lots of fun indeed. A bit sad that it ended like that, especially wanted to go for a no-mod city in order to be ready for Bridges and Ports. I hope for the map to be filled around the bay. Wonderful. Darwin is also a YouTuber. His videos are all in French, but still very enjoyable. I'll leave his channel linked in the video description of this one as well. So let's take a little bit of a grander orbital view of what's going on in this wonderful build on the map, Bay of Gibraltar, by popular Ponderosa, of course, who made the Knox Country map for our Project Skyline series. Wonderful map maker. Now, unfortunately, because of the patches that have broken many cities in the last few months with CS2, Darwin was never able to build the super distinctive Port of Gibraltar here, which is such an icon of the map, which is such a shame, isn't it? But beyond that, there is still an absolutely incredible, wonderful, detailed city to explore here. So why don't we start on the Rock of Gibraltar, and we'll crawl our way around. Now come over here. So what I will do, because I'm sure some of you are interested, if you have a look at the playset here, these are the mods that was added. But like we mentioned, most of this project is vanilla, which is really nice when we get into looking what Darwin's actually done with this. So over here, we'll enjoy some row homes. Unit buildings also make up the edge of the city over here too. And you notice that all the spaces have just been taken care of around here with the surfaces. I think today's video is going to show that vanilla detailing in CS2 compared to 1. At least mostly 99% vanilla, like a Darwin submission said, is just going to show how much better vanilla can be than it is in CS1. This is a really nice marina, pretty big as well, isn't it? All coming up to a little French water tower. With a really nice cul-de-sac kind of marina around here, right? Isn't that fun? Really like how you've detailed that. Great use of those retaining walls too. And you can tell it's vanilla as well, right? There's no move it being used there. You can see the dip, which is absolutely fine. That's not a criticism. But I just really love that. So simple. Across the other side of the marina, we'll see a lot of vanilla assets. All of the content packs are present in the city. And we will stumble upon a pretty incredible Mediterranean style district here in a moment. But all this is wonderful. Really cute use of like surfaces here to detail a little plaza with the little flowers. Just a really sweet marina, right? Services on the front, med clinic, post office. Detail in here with food courts, benches and covers. But the marina just continues all the way around it. These little isolated islands. How nice is this? That's so fun. This is all expanded detailing back here as well, like the asset ends here. Darwin's gone to the effort of detailing all this wonderful little space here. Really some of the best vanilla prop work I think we've seen for a vanilla CS2 showcase so far. More just pristine examples. Benches, food courts, apartments by the marina. Do you think we can see where it was built before a time before the content packs perhaps? Going with all the base game assets over here. The suburb opens up around the foot of the rock, which by the way, if you haven't seen this bit of Gibraltar, the arterial road crosses the runway of the airport. One of the weirdest things you'll ever see. Editing, I'm sure, will leave a picture up for us. Darwin obviously went a bit of a different direction with that. There's no airport runways here. This marina comes to a close with a little breakwater out here as well. That's really nice. Protecting the marina from the harsher waves. And then we'll see more of this wonderful detailing all the way along the waterfront. Just wonderful. Darwin's a really fantastic builder. He's had his work shown on City Showcase before. And as I mentioned, he is a content creator as well, so go show him some support if you like what you're seeing here today. We'll come on to a little centralized, almost centralized police station. Radio towers. Post office. Track and field with schools and little waterfront office blocks with even more detailing around them. I really love the grass and the palm work around the edge of this school here. Reminds me very much of Phoenix. I think it's just because of the palms and the track and field aesthetic, I think. I'm sure that's very common though. It's not just limited to Arizona. Over here we'll find our classic outer line low density sprawl, which has to be said, holds a pretty phenomenal skyline view, doesn't it? Like, look at that. Like, what a wonderful grandeur crawl all the way up there. And it's all zoned as well, which makes it more impressive that it looks the way it does. Especially in TS2. We'll find basketball space out here. Road tapers off. It's a really nice little beach watchtower that's been nicely detailed. And we'll find some rich, I guess, millionaires' mansions down here. Show back up onto more of a detailed beach using the UK shed props. There's a little beach house, even the heat lamps are down here with the egg chairs. Amazing. So I love the little millionaire's row on the beachfront. Really sweet, that. A lot of time and effort gone into this build. Well, we know 200 hours, pretty much. Which is a fair dedication to a project, and what a shame to lose it to a patch as well. I guess it does obviously load for me, but Darwin obviously has issues loading in and actually playing this build to the point of completion on the other side of the bay. But yeah, what a shame. And a moment as well, just to admire the road hierarchy through this district. You can admire some of Darwin's planning as arterials join collectors into the suburb here. We'll find schools, apartments, parks, all the way through here. Welfare office, which has been very nicely expanded with the services around it. There's even a little disaster shelter in here too. Services, what's this building? The Eastern European Health Research. I don't think I've used that before yet, you know. That's a really nice asset, that one, isn't it? Let's remember that for Yoakley. Might stick that in the university next episode, actually. And then we'll begin coming into this Mediterranean-inspired marina here, which is a really, really nice bit of the city. So, of course, the biggest challenge with zoning kind of non-grid form in vanilla is the broken corners, which can really affect a build. But Darwin has managed it really well here. It looks pretty nice. It actually almost looks modded, which is a real testament to what's going on. So we're coming down here. We have big waterfront apartments right along the quay, which looks beautiful, doesn't it? Especially if we get that skyline behind it again as well. You see these little corners, little alleyways here. There's parking tucked in, you know, where perhaps the zoning isn't playing fair. Surfaces around all the base of it as well. And plaza detailing. Like these little awkward triangles that just sit on the corner. It's just brilliant. It's such a well executed use of zoning. Like, look at this. Like, this is vanilla. This is vanilla. Like, if you show me that, I was like, no, that's modded. That's definitely Poplar Robles. But it isn't. Amazing, Darwin. That's actually a little round of applause. Oui, s'il vous plaît, if you will. Right? Sacre bleu. Fantastic. Really nice, Darwin. Little spaces around here have been taken care of as well, right? This is all sketched out surface from this. You can see the zoning squares here. So it's just brilliant. Really, really good. That's a really nice choice of roundabout as well. The blue by the water. Love that. And the Finnish observation tower, which is actually from Tampere, and we went to see this when we were there, is on the waterfront. The really nice breakwater made out of land and rocks, which I really like that. That looks very sweet. Very tasteful. Over here, we'll see really nicely detailed little pier again. Benches, eateries, gazebo, and planters to be enjoyed. Alongside another marina made out of those walkable marinas from bridges and ports. And then a little event stage too. With a very nicely detailed backstage area. Look at that. A bit of a more design where crowds can gather and enjoy good times on the shores of Sultina. A more really nice corner work taken care of again with the zone in here. People crossing around. And then we'll join the busy arterial, which again heads along the coastline, bringing us more into the inner city. I think we'll grab the rest of this Mediterranean district, and then we'll head this side of the map, I think. Underground parking with detailing all around it. And just a nice use of the space. Now look at this roundabout design, isn't that gorgeous? That's really sweet. Hopefully see the tram pass across this. If he decides to move, this is 3-speed simulation, so it's about as fast as it gets. No, he's going the other way, that's okay. But I love the green belt around here, right? Backing up onto those services we saw. It's all walkable too, there's people moving around here. And then down this arterial, we'll see commercial. Pedestrianisation also kicking in these internal city blocks too. Green belt back to the coast, bringing us to another French water tower. Of course, it's the perfect lighthouse really, isn't it? And then a wonderful little detailed beach with a great use of the retaining wall feature here. That's really nice how you've done that. Superb. Umbrellas and good times to be had on the beach. Now we'll see a road head back down toward that arterial. We will keep heading down this way. There's the cathedral here with lots more detailing on the waterfront. So this actually won our Discord monthly build-off competition, Spice of the Month. Come and join us in the Discord if you're interested in that. You can win games by building to a criteria in City Skylines every month. Currently for January it is historic markets, which this kind of actually fulfills the criteria again, really. But yes, this won our Spice of a Month for June. So a big round of applause for Darwin. It's nice to actually finally get in here and see it. So surfaces, definitely like food market vibes in these big plaza spaces here. And all the way down the side of the cathedral. With all this perfect kind of almost Barcelona-esque super block aesthetic surrounding it too. Really nice. Cathedral sits very nicely in this setting, doesn't it? Very, very European. This road configuration here is gorgeous. What's this? Stupid cyclist. Causing traffic. Move, you idiots. Let them in. Merge. Merge. You just T-boning into it. It's not how it works. But this road configuration is lovely. Really like what's actually going on here. We've just got lots of very small segments. But it's really sweet. I imagine that's probably causing them to do that, how small the segment is. That is plugged into the same node, isn't it, I think? Yeah. It is, however, very nice though. Just such a nice flow of the road hierarchy, that isn't it, as it just comes onto such an important waterfront landmark. Really sweet, really quite stunning. Love that. Down here, the European district continues. Don't want to get too far away from downtown here. We'll call it quits at the end of the European buildings. Which again is more of what we've already come to expect, isn't it? plaza spaces to enjoy all around here, like just taking all this, everyone. The surface work and the props that have gone in here around the buildings. Like, you could have easily just zoned that and then left it, and it would have looked pretty awful, which is why I say, like, without plop the growables, this kind of building style can be very difficult. But this is easily one of the best executions we've seen of it, I think. Especially without plop the growables, I think that definitely kind of separates it away from modded European builds we've seen. Really, really, just incredible work, Darren. There's a metro station here, which looks like it's getting quite a bit of use. Alongside a track not connected. I guess he's just turning around there, is he? That's his end of line. And we have 236 waiting at this metro station. And then we also come across our end of line terminus, which is the first time I've seen this asset in use. With some very busy trains, and look at the detailing around the edge. I am trying to speed this up for you. This is 3 speed. Just so we get a bit of a rush. No, not really. It's fine. we'll get it in the cinematics. We'll time lapse it. And then this is really nice. Fantastic detailing at the front of the plaza. Fountains, benches, trees and whatnot. And then all around the side. Like, this isn't part of the asset. Darren has placed all of this here. So just splendid. Parking roads alongside the station, I really like that too. And then this just spills back into that big European waterfront. And which is split from the rest of the city by this flowing green belt, which I really like. I mean, lots of different things in here. Parks, yeah, more detailing. Really love the use of pathways here to create this like geometric pattern. Looks a little bit like an eye in the middle, actually, doesn't it? Reminds me of some like Egyptian iconography, perhaps, like hieroglyphs, maybe. I think I'm recognizing it, or maybe like an unknown Pokemon. Looks a little bit like Unknown, doesn't it? Maybe. And down here, we have more Parkland. More unknown, I suppose. More unknown paths. And then this vanilla. Little medium density sprawl. There's apartment blocks scattered in amongst parks, post, and plaza, I suppose. Darren did mention large clusters of schools and death care in his submission as well. He said it was an issue, but I'm not really noticing it, to be honest. I think I can see where you've put it, but I wouldn't say it's horrible. You've blended them in quite nicely. Especially with the props around the bottom of the build here too. As we flow down the coast, we'll get a bit of a grander perspective as to where we're heading down here. Our sprawl with big assets like the Southeast School, triple park configurations here. I did say I find the City Showcase is so inspiring for my own ideas. This is just such a great execution of mostly unmodded CS2. This is really nice. All these little pathways here. Of course, you can see Darwin build this as well on his channel, if you're interested. This is a really nice asset. Chinese Community College. Next to the Morrisons. Or the Morrisseys in CS2. And all this flows up and around onto yet another beachfront, which is quickly appearing down this tram arterial beach road, which might be some of my favourite combination of words. I love how you've broken the sand here with a little kind of grass hedgerow too. Just keeps the waterfront a bit more interesting, doesn't it? Lots of sprawl between here and the European district. We'll swoop back over that once we've seen this industry. I'm starting to see some taller towers here as well. A little bit of a low rent district by the looks of it. We've got the French low rent in here. And I think Chinese as well, is that? Yeah, Chinese. Over here we'll see more parks as we definitely cross over this embanked train line, which is very dramatic. Or is it metro? It is metro, isn't it? Let's get a little sense of what's happening here. So we're coming into Industry City and also lots of farms and mining over there as well. Down our arterial road, which I'm guessing is also feeding back into, yeah, this big area right here with the roundabout. We'll follow this down into what I can immediately see being the petroleum refinery. Lots of zoned generic industry. Great use of little sand car parks here. I really like those next to the buildings. Creates a bit of wasteland, doesn't it? Multi-stories, lots of car parking through here. And the traffic's pretty gridlocked. Why? Where's that stemming from? Something. Where are you all going? Oh, cargo train station? Yeah, it's that, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's the cargo train station. Although they're probably messing with you by entering from the back there, are they? Yeah, but the simulation's very slow and old now, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. The junkyard is in here. As we approach the petroleum refinery, which has been nicely detailed with all these supporting industrial buildings here. Little wastelands around it. The gravel parking lots work really nicely in industrial areas, don't they? I almost always use concrete, but that looks really good. And there's more detail around here. Supplementary silos and pipes for the refinery. I'm not sure if we're suffering a tree control issue, or if you were just maybe going with a planter vibe. But there are some trees in the concrete here. Doesn't look like it. Maybe just pretending they're planters or overgrowth, maybe through the concrete. The rail comes across here to where we just were, where the road actually sinks down in a retaining system against the refinery. I really like that. That, in particular there, creates such a cool view, doesn't it? Again, especially for vanilla. Very industrial. I love that. More sand and silo make up the rest of our generic industry with all this supplementary prop detailing. Essentially building your own industrial buildings here, aren't you, Darwin? This is a really nice setup of all those assets. Love how you've done that. That metro station comes around, which is embanked upon this road. That is worth noting there, I think. Therefore, that beach comes and tapers off to another little enclosed marina as well, which has got a water pump in here. So I guess more of an industrial marina than a kind of commercial one. The train is in here with train police satiated. I think so. I don't think they'll be too cross with this, Darwin. That's good to me. Not that I am train police, God forbid. Over here, cargo train station with supplementary warehouses, small zoning, water treatment over here too. We've also got all of our horrible farms. Me and City Planner were talking about this in the podcast on the Patreon. This and the inland fish farm. It's not a Darwin's build technique. It's actually a very nice execution of them. I love the flow of the dirt road between the fields and down to the farmhouses. It's just farms don't look like this, do they? Ice Flake has to change this. I hope so. I hope so. But ignoring the random buildings, the configuration of fields is very nice too. Especially using the high-speed road as well. Bit of a fenced-in farm national highway vibe. Looks nice here. Right? This one's cute. Just don't look that way. That's what I'm saying. Brilliant. Fantastic. Little tree fields through here as well, like demarcating the field boundaries. I love it. And through here, more industry, big incineration, and metro yard. Also resides down here. With the fuel plant, is that, or the chemical plant? It's one of them, chemical plant. With more industrial detailing around it. And the prison. And then we come up to a gas plant, which is generic zoning with a lot of big boy ore production. Let's actually check the production charts here. Everything's mostly being processed. You got a few imports, but no massive deficits. Yeah, so it's all flowing. The city's earning a ton of money as well. It's up to 1.2 million an hour at this size with the simulation. Wonderful. And that kind of tapers us off here at the map boundary, clearly. As we head back down this way, we'll come up to the petrochemical refinery and then enjoy this really nice mounting of metro line over this roundabout center. CS2's road tools really shine in vanilla, don't they? Really sweet, that, especially the road markings too. We'll knock back on to that high density area where we'll also see a server farm, elementary school configuration out here as well, alongside the outer line sprawl, which is very much kind of boxed in with this arterial system here. As we head back toward, again, just lots of admirable road hierarchy and an excellent use of roundabouts as well. Not that I pay any attention at all to traffic simulation in any of the CS games. Yeah, it all says the same for every city, basically, doesn't it? If you care, it's at just over 60%. But I guess there are a few backlogs at some point, but yeah, that's just caused by essential simulation collapse, really, isn't it? Tends to be what happens to larger CS2 builds. But yeah, kind of annoying when you get stuff like that, isn't it? And then is that just backing up onto here, is it? It looks like maybe... Yeah, you have a very small segment there. That probably would help clear that up, to be fair. That's okay. Not a criticism, just an observation, of course. This brings us back around into the district in the sprawl on the edge of the terminal station. Which then kind of brings us into this next section of city, which very much resides in this area here by the rail yard. And then I think we'll just keep flowing down the coast into downtown, because this really is kind of one interconnected area. We'll discover a campus over here, the vanilla one, which has been very nicely integrated with some Eastern European homes, and guessing as student accommodation. With pitches, car parking, and loads. There's so much surface work gone into this build, like you can really see it here, can't you? These are all... What are you painted out from? You're not actually, I guess I'm not actually sat on surfaces, am I? Yeah, no, yeah, they're just regular surfaces here, aren't they? Yeah. So there's a lot of them, which is the point. Nice little change in the road hierarchy here too as the bus stops. And tries to move, there you go. Now we'll come on to this big waterfront over here, which again is Park City. More kind of unknown vibes with the path networks as well. And then I love this use of the brick retaining wall. Such a nice network this for CS2. We'll also see the big Ferris wheel, big London Eye on the waterfront. Again, which has been really just nicely, elaborately detailed on the pier space. And this is actually sat on a road that does come out of this area. Up to the National Art Gallery and a big metro station design with open plaza here to respect the front of what is a pretty cool building. We don't see it too often either, this one. And the National Art. I think because it's so big, it's absolutely huge. It can be quite difficult to use a lot of the time, I think. I had this in Edinburgh, of course. I think it's the only time I've used it in CS2. Stunning asset there. We'll also find some of Grooney's leisure venues as well, I think, down here, right? Yeah. With loads of detailing on the waterfront. Big restaurants, or the commercial uniques down here. Yet more French water tower lighthouse repurposing. Love the use of those Chinese statues. And then big pedestrianisation through this urban promenades district. Which is really nice. Again, all sensibly measured and designed so you get these perfect flush zoned corners. Wonderful work. Over here we'll see a really nicely put together waterfront. See more of those brick retaining walls again. Honestly one of my favourite aspects of the build. Now we'll see parks amongst the urban promenades. And then some towers rising up here as well, where we can also see a pedestrian overpass. Which is slightly embanked here as well, right? This isn't a flat city by any means. See that little raise in the terrain there? So respect for the terrain has gone into the build as well. Really nice use of awkward corner space against the main road, that isn't it? Surfaces, car parking and some props. Nice way to tie that area together. Over here, we'll see a lot of the modern architecture stuff, which is honestly some of my favourite assets. I love this one in particular. The modern city hall is a beauty. Love this one. And then the big plaza with loads of expanded detail again. Great use of parking roads here. And this gorgeous asset here. Citizen Service Centre. With the metro station behind it flowing back into those campus kind of dorms we saw earlier. Linking back up with the arterial, where this tram is also flowing down alongside it from the terminus station past all this underground parking we saw. At the front of the campus. And then this then leads us into more high density. We'll come across that beach. The rail yard is also out here with lots of office park vibes. Trams and cycling serving this area. I love this. Use of the train props. Oh, I guess these aren't props, are they? Yeah, they're just... Are they in for maintenance? But still, it's very cool. Of course, they will come and park here themselves, won't they, when they're actually not in use. But, hugely impressive visual of just trains parked up, isn't it? Especially by all this highway infrastructure here. Really nice, just kind of like industrial city service district, especially with the electricity pylons coming through here too. And even more industrial rail yard detail in here with custom prop work in amongst all this. Going up to one of the signature factories. With really great industrial detailing. Really fun at Darwin. Really nice way of making generic industry significantly more interesting. Because there's not a lot of asset variation for generic industry in vanilla CS2. Surprised there's been no DLC or expansions that's added any industry yet, actually. At least zonable industry, that is. Coming back to the arterial, we'll see a really nice egg about, which I hope is dedicated to me. I hope so. If it isn't, maybe it can be. It's your city you're down. Coming back up to this waterfront from the urban promenades district, I really want to check out what's happening with all this space around here. Really nice use of the Japanese assets by the waterfront. I absolutely love that. These assets work so well. That's that kind of waterfront apartment vibe, don't they? Especially back to back like that. When you get them in. Great asset repetition there. Tons of beachfront detailing. We'll enjoy unique buildings, plazas at the foot of more apartments and urban promenades. But we have all of this wonderful breakwater work again. A big fan of the fire watch towers out on these little piers. So you can see where the 200 hours has gone. It takes time to do all this. Especially when you're doing it city-wide as well and you're maybe not showing one build a little more love than the others. Like all this stuff is everywhere. There's still surfaces all the way through this. Even these little spaces here, right? It's all been taken care of. Urban promenades really kind of dissolves away into skyline now, which will take a grander observation of before getting back to the beach. I think it's just most of the content pack. There's a lot of vanilla assets in there as well. Base game North American stuff. The big uniques towers, obviously the observation tower here as well. So it's really varied and it's very dense as well. And goes for miles. It's very I'm not sure. I would say Chicago, but I think Chicago kind of just rises in the middle, doesn't it? And then tapers off either side. Which I guess this kind of does that. Maybe quite Miami, actually. Miami's tall all the way along the coast, I think, isn't it? But a really nice screenshot there, actually. Very nice, Darwin. An appreciation for the wide build. Heading back to our waterfront, we'll see a commercial and Portaloos alongside our detailing with a big pedestrian Waterfront through here. A little water roundabouts, which I really like in combination with the water for some reason. Really tickles my brain, that. And then lots of these Japanese apartments, Japanese commercial here too. More breakwaters before the beach disappears. Into downtown, which we'll enjoy this block. Again, good road hierarchy, good planning. Traffic's not too bad through here. I think it's just some short segments that might be bringing the traffic down a little bit. But bus to metro convergence is pretty wild. They really like those buses, don't they? I can imagine how bad this city would have been a Darwin when the shopping bug was present after the Bridges and Ports patch. It must have been mental. I really love this layer in here, how this like national high-speed road comes under the arterial into an interchange. Little interesting kind of Y configuration. Which is taking us on that national highway which cuts right through the middle of the city here up to the Eggabout. And then onto those national networks we saw by the rail yard. So we've got the highway cutting right through city centre here. It condenses down into the 4-lane network. And then cuts right through. Stopping at bus stops, greenbelt, apartments. Big park and plaza designs, especially out here with more kind of food market stuff. Very tasty. Get a sense of some of the towers here as well, especially down here, right? Wonder if we have a nice arterial sight line. Yes, we do. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic. More of Rooney's leisure venues. A really nice use of the cut and fill feature here again as well. Really like that for your train network. This goes off into an area we'll cover later on. There's also a train station out here as well. With a little bit of sprawl by this interchange. Back into the city centre. We'll come back onto the waterfront here as we approach this amazing building, which is the National Diet Building. Which has the really nice chirper fountain, which I didn't know existed until I loaded into the city. This is the Friends of Chirper Plaza. It's really sweet, isn't it? And it's been immaculately placed and designed at the front of this building here, which sits very proudly on the waterfront. Surrounded by apartments, surface detailing, schools, pitches, row homes, high density, low rent. There's lots of different zone types in here. We can take a look at all the different colours for a second. There's lots of office and residential through here. Unit buildings as well, of course. So it's just so dense. You can see why you've hit 300,000 people as well. There's tons of them living here. Great stuff. As we come here, we'll come up to definitely what is the pinnacle of the skyline in the observation tower, which is such a beast of an asset, isn't it? Partnered with another modern architecture plaza again, with more fantastic Darwin detailing to be enjoyed in the streets around it. Nice use of parking roads all through this area as well. They're such good assets for vanilla, those parking streets, aren't they? This is giving me kind of Chicago vibes through here. So many bridges. Parks, as we also see the train line cutting right through the middle of the city here, which is pretty impressive. There's not any rail crossings here. Let's go back to the train yard. Yes, it does. So this comes right through the heart of the city. This will have some really nice views as well. Pedestrian overpasses. Tunnels with cycle lanes cutting under. Really, really great. Fantastic road hierarchy. There we go. We can probably enjoy this here, can't we? This will be a pretty nice view. With the train and all the people. Very special. Coming into more office towers here, all the way around the foot of the observation. Many different things happening. Nice little appreciation of death care here. Great little kind of municipal town design, that, isn't it? Brings it away from its intended purpose, but gives you the capacity. I think this maybe is also what you were talking about with your big school districts, but again, I really like that. This is like a mega campus. Got like 4 schools in here, or 4 high schools at least, and then the other. Though I guess that's. Oh no, these are the elementaries, aren't they? Yeah, 4 elementaries and then the high schools through here. Really fun configuration, that. All pedestrianised as well. As we approach the arterial flow right through the middle of the downtown again, we'll come across another train station. It sits with the welfare office. Outside it, lots more towers. Unique buildings. Tons of park space through here. Train line splits off over the rivers this side. We'll catch this outer lying sprawl on the way back to that industrial area. We'll stay in the downtown while we're here. Looks like we've got fairly quiet platforms actually. There are people moving here. I wonder if there's an underground metro station hooked in, because they don't seem to be using platforms for trains, but it is busy. So I'm guessing, yeah, there's the underground metro interface here. So it looks like they're using the metro over the trains here, doesn't it? While we're on the subject of that, actually, let's just have a little look at our public transit rider figures. 343 tourists a month, which is essentially nothing. Well, that's so low, considering you have so many public transit tourist drawing assets in. But then 141,000 residents. That must just be skewed simulation. I don't think that's right at all. Either that, or the citizens are just outnumbering the tourists so much in those huge pedestrian jams by the public transit that basically no tourists are being counted. That could also be happening, I suppose. But 141,000 residents is pretty crazy. I love that. As we come over, we'll see some more interesting configurations. The really weird parking building. I like the vertical one. Quite an interesting asset to use. And then more modern architecture stuff. With more unknown patterns around. Some really interesting pedestrian overpass designs here too. Blending Greenbelt into the busy roads here. A little bit more of a traffic jam over here this time. What's causing you? Someone's backing up somewhere. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's why. Yeah, so I think this is what might be happening. There's just, like, there are possibly thousands or hundreds of tourists here, but there's so many more citizens. So, tourists literally just can't get on the public transit, maybe. I imagine that's probably what's going on. But I'm guessing this is why you can't finish the city, isn't it, Darwin? Because your simulation has just collapsed, essentially, at this point. I love this. On the end of his map, where he's obviously finished the build at this point, you've just left a little construction site as if they're planning to keep growing it out. That's so creative. I really love that. You can also see those mods coming in as well now. The use of network fencing, for example. Adds quite a lot to the vanilla detailing, doesn't it? I really hope we get fences back in Unmodded pretty soon. That's a really fun. We've actually got a building going on here. But, oh no, wait, this is not building. Oh my god, it's not. I thought that was. I thought that was literally so convincing. I thought this was a building site and the simulation had crashed. So, the crane had stopped spinning. Amazing, Adamin. Very good. That's so funny. Yeah, so the city's being built, and then this is where it ends, at least in the downtown side of it. So it was such a shame that you couldn't get out to the port that Poplar Ponderosa has obviously left in. And if you look on Google Earth, this is really one of the most inspiring ports you'll see in Gibraltar. Like, it's such a beast of an industrial kind of bit of infrastructure. But it's so unfortunate you couldn't come and build on it, Darwin. This is like one of the reasons I would come and build this map, was to do the port. And of course you tried to keep it vanilla for bridges and ports as well. What such a shame. Almost heartbroken for you. We didn't get to see the Darwin port, especially with the Bridges and Ports DLC out there. That would have been such a cool project. We'll also see big old towers tucked down here as well. My frames are not happy in this bit of the city. Guess we've got probably most of the high density population living out this way here. We have sound barriered highway. That boxes off the city this side before our low density sprawl. It's littered with a really fun Dutch cemetery configuration. I love this, Darwin. This is so cool. So you've got loads of burial sites straight. Oh, even with all this is such a possibly the best Dutch graveyard I've seen so far, actually. This is really nice. This is so good. Dutch cemetery, of course. Easily the best deathcare asset CS has ever had. Shout out to Rebo. And that's gorgeous. Really, really nice use of the Dutch cemetery there. Over here, the river carves up, heading back into the downtown spaces we've just been exploring. For another mass amount of low density sprawl. Kicks off across the city. Just really enjoyable. Should get this outer lying sprawl aesthetic here from the edge of the downtown as well, right? Super density through here up to the waterfront, isn't it? Really nice. Fantastic. Services make up this industrial area here. We've got garbage out here. Some factories, generic industry. Some unique factories over here again too. Blended in nicely with the zoning. More incineration, geothermal plants, and then some final mining pits out here. Some which have been very nicely terraformed and eaten away in a stone mine, which is definitely, I think, probably the best way to do a vanilla stone mine, isn't it? I'm actually due one of these in Yoakley. So I think I might take this concept to Darwin to more of a grander scale, I think. It's quite inspiring there. Of course, always my favourite thing to do with anything mining is tear into the ground, make it look as brutal as possible, usually helps. More generic industry detailing over here. With our forestry mechanic also in play here too. Yep, there you go. Got our forestry trucks at work. On this hillside overlooking a pretty nice cityscape from here, to be fair. And this will take us back down into more. Industry is a bit of a sense as to where we are here. We're coming back over by the rail yard and the train stations. Where we'll see another cargo point out here. With factories, zoning, and some more fun road hierarchy planning through here too. More industrial detailing as always. Before we also see the soft paper factory, this one. Well, I guess just paper factory and CST. With really nice layering all at the foot of this, right? Especially those cargo trains moving around in the foreground there. With this motorway actually reminds me terribly, in fact, of the M60, where it meets the M62. Going to Salford, it's always absolutely busy. It's horrendous. It looks exactly like that. Just the slow merge onto the ring road. Awful. And then this peters off into that rail yard that we checked out a moment ago. Which leaves us pretty much exploring all of what is honestly one of the best vanilla cities we've seen, especially this European district over here. Really quite incredible. You can see how the city's evolved and Darwin's playstyle's evolved as well. As he's come to be, well, just had access to more assets, right? Because a lot of the base game CS2 stuff was pretty brutal times to be building with. Your use of the content creator packs, especially with such limited mods for the vast majority of the build, is an absolute pleasure to look over at Darwin. Thank you so much indeed for sending it in. Indeed, don't forget to check out Darwin, linked in the video description. He's a French content creator, so you'll only understand him if you speak French, but still enjoyable nonetheless. I'll hang out in some of his live streams occasionally. Don't forget, if you want your work featured on the next City Showcase, the link to the Google form is in the video description. please do enjoy some cinematics of the wonderful Sultina. It's a pleasure to show off such a unique build today, such a grand scale on vanilla. It's really, really well executed, and such a shame you couldn't get the port done. I would have really loved to have seen a full, detailed Adara industrial bridges and ports port there. Yeah, maybe next time we'll get it. Either way, enjoy the cinematics, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.